Hello everyone, my name is Ian and you're watching Big Rock Moto. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you're new here and you like this kind of content, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Today I'm giving you a ride-tested overview of the Mosko Moto Rackless 40 and also the Rackless 10. Now, full transparency, full disclaimer before we go into this, I do have an affiliate program with Mosko Moto. It does not mean I am sponsored by Mosko Moto. Mosko does not pay me to do these videos. However, if you do purchase Mosko products using my link, I get a small commission which I invest back into content creation on this channel. All right, so why would you want to use rackless luggage? Now I have a video kind of with luggage system overview, pros and cons, which goes into detail on this. But the main reasons, and I'll link that video below by the way, but the main reasons are a few things. It's much lighter than using racks. It's in some cases less expensive because you're not purchasing racks. You can move the bags between different motorcycles or travel with them and put them on a rental bike if you need to. But in my opinion, one of the biggest advantages is that you preserve the handling of your dual sport or adventure motorcycle because it keeps the mass of the luggage of your gear more centralized towards the bike's midsection. Without large panniers sticking out acting as levers that mess up the handling on and off-road, you keep the weight centralized. And for me, I notice a tremendous difference when using rackless bags, and that's why I often will use rackless bags on my motorcycles. All right, a few things you need to know if you're new to the Mosko Moto Rackless or rackless luggage systems. Number one, they are fully waterproof. They use waterproof bags that slide in here and the tail bags are waterproof, meaning that you don't have to worry about water getting into your contents. Number two, because they're a rackless system, they're going to require a little bit more what I call rigging on your bike. You're going to have to ensure that you have good places to put the straps, that they don't interfere with the tire, they don't get burnt on the exhaust, you don't leave straps flapping in the wind to get caught in your chain and things like that. So it takes a little more attention to get them rigged up, but once you do, they work amazing. Couple more things about them. The bags are expandable. They have MOLLE panels and you can add Mosko Moto MOLLE bags or pouches or from other brands if that's what you want to do. You can strap things on using straps if that's what you're into. And finally, you will need to use heat shields on your exhaust system. Now, if you buy any of the Rackless systems from Mosko Moto, they include a heat shield for your exhaust. So you don't have to worry about buying that separately. That's going to be included. But it is extremely important that you keep the luggage off of your hot exhaust, which could damage or catch fire to the luggage, which is obviously not something you want to have happen. All right, let's start with the overview of the Rackless 10. Now, before I go any further, I highly recommend you check out the videos and specifications and info on Mosko Moto's website if you're thinking of purchasing these bags. Also, if you're going to make a purchase at Mosko Moto, please use my links because it doesn't cost you anything extra and it's a free way to help support content creation on this channel. So thank you for doing that. So check out their product videos, check out the details. They go into far more detail than I'm able to here. Now, the Rackless 10. Who is the Rackless 10 for? The Rackless 10 is a minimalist bag for smaller adventure bikes or dual sport or enduro motorcycles to help shift some of the weight off your back. So stop carrying tools and tubes and all that kind of stuff, extra liquids, extra food on your back with the weight and shift that weight to the motorcycle. It's good to sort of still have a backpack for your hydration pouch and a few essentials, but shifting the weight onto the bike really makes for better riding because it takes the weight off your body, less fatiguing. 10 liters of storage. It does have the beaver tail here, which you can add another dry bag here, or you can strap a tool roll, you can strap a jacket, you can strap sandals, whatever you want to do. I mentioned the MOLLE expandability. So this is really something that personally I use on my KTM 350 EXCF for carrying tools, tubes, supplies, and things like that. So I don't have to carry that on my back. Also, I love the beaver tail because I can put a jacket there, I can put a fuel bag or a fuel bottle there, whatever I want to do. Some features of the Rackless 10, you have a removable and adjustable beaver tail. The beaver tail also rotates 90 degrees if you want to put items more horizontally across the back, like a tool roll or a fuel bottle. It's really great. You have that versatility. You've got the MOLLE expandability. We talked about that. The dry bags are 5 liters on each side and they're fully removable. It's a 2-bag system. So what Mosko Moto does is they've got the dry bag inside, which can pull out for your waterproofing, and then they have this really, really tough outer bag material, which is super abrasion resistant, even if you slide your bike down the trail or down the road. So if you are to have crashes, which you will on these bikes, then you're still going to have your waterproofing most likely, because it's the outer bag that will take that slide. So the Rackless 10, it's going to fit almost any dual sport or enduro bike or even small adventure bike. It doesn't have the width adjustment that you do see on the Rackless 40 and 80, so keep that in mind. It's not going to be for something like a GS or an Africa Twin unless you're willing to stretch it out a bit more or use it in an unconventional way, but it's really built for those smaller motorcycles. And it's an absolute great addition in my garage for my bikes, because I'm able to, again, get that weight out of my backpack when I'm doing enduro riding. All right, now let's cover the Rackless 40. So without any exaggeration, the Rackless 40 might be one of the best and most versatile pieces of gear that I have in my garage. And I have a lot of different stuff from a lot of different companies. And the reason for that is its versatility. I can put it on this 350 EXC if I want to do some minimalist camping or some really long day rides where I need to pack a lot of gear. I can use it for hotel overnight trips when I just want to pack, you know, a hotel kit if I'm not going to be camping. So it works on multiple motorcycles. It's got a width adjustment. So here on the Touareg, I've got it in the wide setting. If you're running it, if I was running it on the EXC, I could just move that to the narrow setting and it would fit just like this Rackless 10 here. So if you want to buy one bag and do a lot of stuff with it, the Rackless 40 is amazing. The Rackless 80 will be covered in a separate video. That's a much larger bag that's really not suited to the smaller dual sports, but really be for those larger adventure bikes. The Rackless 40 is also good for you minimalist campers out there. So you know who you are. You like sleeping on the ground with a very thin pad in a bivvy or a one-person tent. All you have for dinner is a Cliff Bar, and all you pack with you is maybe a couple of Kleenex, not even a box of Kleenex. If you're that minimalist and that hardcore, I salute you and congratulations to you. I'm probably not that person. A lot of people can do camping out of a Rackless 40 and they do just fine. Being careful what you pack with that lighter weight, more backpacking type of camping gear. So here's the features of the Rackless 40. It comes with this Stinger 8 tail bag, which you can also use as a standalone tail bag. It has connection straps to connect your bike, so if you want to use it on another bike or use it without the rest of the luggage system, you can go ahead and do that. And now is a good time to mention that you can also use larger bags with this beaver tail. So this beaver tail is awesome, very, very expandable, and you can move it around. You can use the Stinger 22. You can even use, although I don't know that Mosko Moto necessarily condones it, but you can use their larger duffel bags as well, which I have done, and it works just fine. So you can really get a lot of versatility out of this rear beaver tail area, and it's nice that it comes with this tail bag. So on the sides of the bags, just like with the Rackless 10, you've got these Hypalon armor panels on the outside, so for abrasion resistance if you fall, if you crash, which probably will happen if you ride adventure bikes. We've already talked about the adjustable width setting, so that's really, really nice. We talked about the removable and rotatable beaver tail, so you can also remove the beaver tail assembly entirely if you don't want to use it to make the bag more minimalist, or if you want to strap something else back here, some other kind of bag where you don't want the beaver tail, it pulls off really easily with some clips. You have expandability just with all the Mosko luggage. You've got MOLLE panels on the front and the back in different places, also on the top of the beaver tail to add additional bags there using the MOLLE panels. You've also got these really cool external pockets that just unclip. This is great for storing, you know, Cliff Bars, granola bars, extra gloves, maybe a little rain jacket, wherever you want to grab very easily on your ride. So I really like having those. Another thing worth mentioning is that the connection straps for the bags are removable. They're not sewn on. So if you do damage or burn the straps through some error like that, which we've all been known to do, including myself, you can actually replace the straps without having to replace the whole bag. So that's a really nice thing. You also have compression straps. So the outer bags here have compression ability. So this is highly versatile. You can pack this thing down and use a very small amount of stuff in it. Compress those bags down, roll the bags down, and even use the compression straps on the outer bags. Pull off the beaver tail. You can run a small amount of gear in here, or you can max the sucker out and really haul a lot more than you would think. All right, well, I think that's about it for my product overview. I use the heck out of these bags. I love them. They're some of the best gear that I own. I know that high-end gear like Mosko Moto or Giant Loop or all the other great brands out there, they can be a bit of an investment, but in my opinion, you're getting stuff that lasts, I don't want to say a lifetime, but very close to it. This is some of the highest quality stuff in the motorcycle world for aftermarket accessories, luggage. It's really incredibly well made, and I've tested just about everything out there that you can imagine. So again, check out Mosko Moto's website. for more information, more great videos about these products if you're only interested in them. And please, please use my links when you're shopping with Mosko Moto, because I do get a small commission which helps support future content creation on this channel. I know I've missed some things. If you have questions, please put them below. Other than that, please ride safe, and I'll see you out there.